Hi, welcome back to another Mentor Cadets video. It's me, Teddy again, and today I'm going to be talking about entry into Oxford Aviation Academy and the actual entry criteria and the skills assessment. As many of you know, there is an assessment to get into Oxford on top of the high school grade requirements, so to say. So I'm going to break up the video in sort of pre-skills assessment requirements and then what you do after the skills assessment or when you've been guaranteed a skills assessment. So before actually applying, I thoroughly recommend that you book an open day or a tour of the school just to see if this place is really for you. I can recommend it all I want, but it's down to individual preferences in the end. So I thoroughly recommend anyone considering coming to Oxford comes to have a look at the school first. I did, and it sort of made my mind up right away, but it's definitely worth seeing for yourself before committing to such a financial sort of commitment, and financial commitment and time commitment. So yeah, I recommend you book an open day or some sort of tour around the school. Contact details are on the website. You can book open days through the website, and you can even call them up, I believe. But all the information regarding that is on the Oxford website, which I believe is caeoaa.com. It should be in the link. To find out about different events going on at Oxford, such as open days or information days, as they so-called, you can follow Oxford Aviation Academy on Facebook. They have a lot of information on there regarding entry or entry to different training schemes such as the MPL or the APP course, which is the one I'm on, updated regularly, and little pictures here and there as well. So it's nice to follow the school Facebook page so you can see sort of what's going on at Oxford. So the skills assessment itself, to sit it you have to be a minimum of 17 and a half years old as to sit your initial skills assessment, and you have to be 18 to actually start the course at Oxford. So even if you sat your skills assessment on the day that you turned 17 and a half and you got in, you would still have to wait 6 months to actually start a course. You need to be capable of obtaining a Class 1 medical, which is done at the CAA. It's not done in Gatwick anymore, but I think there is an actual clinic or station somewhere around Gatwick that does initial Class 1 medical requirements, and I believe Dyfrig has made a video on that, so you can go check out his video regarding medicals. I won't drill onto it too much, but the gist of it is you get an ECG, they test your blood sugar, protein levels, how your heart beats, etc., things like that. But it's known as a Class 1 aviation medical. On to sort of pre-application education requirements. You need to have completed secondary school education in English language, maths, and some sort of science. That's a very, very sort of general requirement. But more specifically, they require 5 UK GCSEs at grade C or higher, and in these, in your GCSEs, you must have done English language, maths, physics, or a double science. For those of you who aren't familiar, double science is sort of a coordinated science where they combine the 3 exams into 3 papers instead of across 6 papers. So instead of physics, chemistry, and biology, it's just 3 papers that cover all of the aspects of those 3 subjects. Now, you don't worry if you haven't actually done UK GCSEs. It's 5 UK GCSEs or equivalent, and on the Oxford Aviation Academy website there's an actual sheet that shows you the equivalent grade in the Scottish system, or the French system, or the Spanish system, etc. I'm sure that'll be linked below as well. I'll make sure those are there for you. And if you are non-European Union, you're required to have an English proficiency test for your visa. So say you did get in, we're still talking pre-requirements. You have to be able to show that you have English proficiency. But to show that you have a visa, you need proficiency. So I believe the main ones are TOEFL, and I actually can't remember what the other one is. I just know TOEFL. And you can, the details for this are on the UK government's website, accepted English proficiency tests. You can Google that, or I can put them in the links below. So yeah, those are sort of the main pre-application requirements for Oxford. So say you've been to an open day, you love the school, you want to apply, you're 17 and a half. You've done your GCSEs, so by 17 you should have completed your GCSEs or equivalent. You're capable, you can class 1 medicals, you're capable of obtaining one, and you have unrestricted right to live in the to live and work in the EU. You can send an assessment, an application to Oxford Aviation Academy through their website, which is linked below, and yeah, they will get back to you, and they'll. Well, when I did it, they sent me a list of dates. They asked me when I wanted to do it, and I sent them an approximate time frame, and they gave me a list of assessments. I think they're run weekly, if not bi-weekly. And yeah, you pick one. Unfortunately, it does cost money. It's I believe £250, but if you do it in the summer, it's discounted to £200, if I remember that correctly. So yeah, you do have to pay for it, unfortunately. And once you're booked on assessment, it's pretty much just preparing for that that assessment. So the assessment itself is sort of split into 5 main areas. Computer-based testing, so that's sort of psychometric testing, your reaction time, your coordination, psychometric testing. A technical test, which is science and maths based. Now, none of the questions on there are meant to be harder than GCSE level. So they're not particularly difficult, but they are technical questions. So you might need to, for those of you who haven't done any sort of technical maths or science questions for a while, may want to brush up in that area. There's a personality test. Now, when I did this was a 220 multiple choice computer-based sort of questionnaire, and it tells you what sort of person you are. If you're perseverant, if you're short-tempered, if you're particularly kind, or it's a psychological test to see sort of where you are mentally, what your habits and or personality may be. You have a team exercise, and this is where you and the other candidates for the day will be sat around sort of a boardroom table, and you'll be given a task. And you have to come up with a solution to this for this task / problem, and you'll be assessed on how you work with other people, how you communicate, etc. And lastly, you'll have an interview. This will most likely be done with ex-cabin crew or a pilot who will interview you, and the interview itself will be split into 2 parts: a technical part and a competency-based part. So they may ask you questions like what is a glass cockpit, or how is lift produced, etc. for the technical part. And the competency-based question may be tell us about a time that you had to step out as a team leader or something like that. So that's the difference in a technical and competency question. One's testing your technical knowledge, and competency is testing how you reacted or how you dealt with something, something like that. So say you are all successful in the skills assessment. You have 12 months to enroll on a course. So say you completed in April 2016. You'd have until April 2017 to start a course. So yes, what I did was I finished it. I got to Oxford April 2015, just as I was finishing my A-levels, and then I started in September 2015. So I was within the year, and yeah, I just booked on the first course in September, and I started. That was it. So all in all, it's a pretty straightforward process. I mean, I'm not going to really talk about the process itself. I mean, I'll explain it, and you can look into the different sections yourself. But yeah, I'll leave you the quote. What is it? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Everything you do in life, you should give 120%, and this is no different. Of course, be yourself, but there is a certain amount of preparation you can do. And that'll be all for this video, I guess. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. I'm on vacation right now, but that shouldn't really stop me.